Well, we are on the go with Joe today, and he's checking out a really special holiday tradition, but so many things have changed this year. He's doing it from the comfort and safety of his own car.
Joe joins us live from the Oregon Zoo to tell us about this year's editions of ZooLights. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Kim and Shauna. And so we were talking about the layout of this year's ZooLights, which is, for the first time ever, and maybe the only time, a drive-through event. And some sites that maybe you wouldn't normally see, some areas you wouldn't normally see. But then this is an area that's always, lit up for ZooLights, and that's the concert lawn. So if you've ever done ZooLights, and most people in Portland have, you know, this is one of the areas that's just beautifully lit up. It is once again this year. I'm joined by Nikki Simmons. She is the event manager that you had to put this all together. When did you start putting together the plan for what this year's edition of ZooLights would look like?
We started mid-July, end of July. Once we got the zoo open and we, kind of got our bearings on how things were going to work with our new restrictions, that's when we really started putting our heads together on how we were going to execute ZooLights this year and make it viable.
And of course, when the governor announced that there was going to be a statewide freeze that went into effect just last week and lasted several weeks, you guys weren't initially sure if you'd still be able to do this, but it sounds like you went to the governor's office, you made sure that this fit all the criteria for a safe event, and they gave you kind of the green light.
Yeah, we were a little nervous at first because she specifically called out zoos needed to close. So we started calling our people in Salem and the governor's office, and pretty quickly afterwards, she released some guidance on drive-in models. So not only ours, but any drive-in model can operate during this time.
Very, very cool. And I mean, for people, obviously it's a great event and we all love it, but for everything that the zoo's been through this year, you had, several months where you couldn't have any guests. Again, you guys are closed to your normal traffic. Being able to do ZooLights, it means it's a big deal to you guys in terms of being able to provide the services, take care of the animals and everything else you do here at the zoo.
Yes. The ZooLights program, as well as some of our programming or summer programming, are the pieces that really help keep the zoo financially viable. And especially this year, out of any year, it was so important that we made this happen. And so we're glad that we could, and we're glad that we could come up with a model that allows people to safely come in and see the lights and still allows us to do our program.
So the way it works is you go online, you reserve your time, and it's basically a 20-minute window for each visit, and you can even pre-order some food and take it with you as a drive-through, right? What are the offerings on the menu that we?
So the offerings are pretty limited, but they are the tried and true, things that you eat at the zoo and you eat at ZooLights. So you have hot cocoa, elephant ears, kettle corn, and cotton candy.
Oh man, as long as you have the elephant ears and the cocoa, I think you're going to be just fine. So people go online. How's it been going? Have you guys been seeing a big response for people wanting to do ZooLights this year?
We have. We've seen a great response, and we're starting out slow. We've never done this model before. So we're not just going to open the floodgates. So we're tapering ourselves up. But we were sold out last night for that show. We're sold out tonight. We're sold out through the rest of the week. So we're really excited.
So what that suggests is if you want to see ZooLights, it would probably behoove you to go get your tickets right now, plan ahead, get your date, and get those tickets.
Yes, tickets will roll out at a 7-day period. So we only sell 7 days out. So if you're looking for a December date, hold on, they'll come.
Gotcha.
They're just not open yet.
All right, so we'll have a link to all this information at kptv.com. Nikki, thank you for sharing this with us. Do appreciate it. And guys, it's getting a little light outside, so what we did is a little bit earlier, we shot some footage in some of the other areas of ZooLights that you haven't seen yet. So stick around. In our next hour, you're going to get to see more of ZooLights in all its festive holiday glory. Let's send it back to you in the studio.
Oh, I'm so glad people can still take part in that tradition.